あいつ相手にあんたをかばいながら戦う余裕はない。俺にやらせてくれ。頼む。
Howdy, I'm Rebecca Valentine with IGN, and I am here with AEW wrestler and newly reinstated AEW Trios champion Kenny Omega to talk about his appearance upcoming in the video game Like a Dragon Ishin. Kenny, hi, how's it going? Congrats on the win against Death Triangle.
Oh, thank you so much, and great to meet you. Thanks for having me on.
Kenny, my understanding is that you're actually a pretty big Yakuza fan and Like a Dragon fan.
Yeah, geez, I feel like it's been a lifelong journey at this point. I can't even remember how old I was when I played the first one, but I was at least early in my high school years, many, many moons ago. So yeah, I've been there since the very beginning.
So have you played like all of the games at this point?
Every single one, yep. There's only one I haven't played, two actually. So I have not played the original Ishin, and I never played Kurokyo, so it's the Black Panther, whatever. It's a PSP exclusive and I think it was only ever released in Japan. Never was able to play it. I've heard it was a great story. Maybe one day, who knows?
Well, I think we can probably forgive you for not playing the absolute deepest cuts. Do you have a favorite of the whole series?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna sound like a cheesy answer, but if I don't say the most recent Like a Dragon, when it kind of switched over to like RPG mode, I was pretty biased to 2. I feel like there's a nostalgia factor, and I feel like that sort of captured my imagination the most. Yeah. I mean, I knew so much about Tokyo and the sights and sounds, so to kind of take the adventure to Osaka and then see just how kind of quirky and cool and fun Osaka was without ever kind of having a hope of going there. I sort of felt like at some point I'd be in Tokyo, but to see the scenes and the incredible story of 2 and have it take place in Osaka was, yeah, it always has a special place in my heart, I feel.
You had mentioned the most recent Like a Dragon, which makes perfect sense for you because it is a more traditional RPG and also has all these references to other more traditional RPGs like Dragon Quest. So it's, that jives perfectly with what I know of you.
He's a Dragon Quest fan, which I was... the things they get away with referencing, it always surprises me.
I feel like that's a perfect segue into talking about your appearance in Ishin. Can you tell me a little bit about what that entails?
Yeah, so... Wow, I was lucky to get the opportunity to help out with a little bit of advertisements with Ishin and take part in kind of hyping everyone up for this real cool announcement that Ishin is coming, and it's coming to next-gen consoles and coming in English as well, which is fantastic for all the fans in the West or people that don't speak Japanese. So to have that turn into an opportunity to actually become a trooper card in the game, that caught me off guard. Huge surprise. Very, very happy about that news. Looking very forward for people to get their hands on the card. And I'm happy to report that even if you're not a wrestling fan, even if you're not a Kenny Omega fan, I know, geez, wow, boy, would that ever be sad if you weren't. But if you're not, totally understandable, because I've helped design a card that I think will be useful across the board and just make your time in Ishin a little more fun and a little more overpowered.
I hear it's called the One-Winged Angel.
Yes, the essence of the One-Winged Angel. So, yeah, again, much like how Kasuga was, a fan of Dragon Quest, it's like here I'm in a Sega property, kind of professing my love and embracing my love for another SquareSoft game. So it's very, very cool.
So I haven't gotten to see this yet. How close is what's happening when you use this trooper card to your actual finisher move, One-Winged Angel?
So it's completely different. So it's actually not a wrestling. So yeah, it's not a wrestling hold. It kind of takes into account that yes, we are heavily influenced by swordplay, magic, and gunplay. So I thought it was a chance to kind of do something a little different. And again, as much as I do want, hopefully someday, to have some of my actual wrestling maneuvers in a game. For now, I'm more than happy and thrilled to have a very unique and original attack that feels like it belongs in the universe.
You know, honestly, even though it's not exactly your wrestling move, I feel like the Like a Dragon series kind of veers close to a lot of stuff that's going on in the wrestling ring sometimes anyway, especially with like the heat actions and, picking stuff up off the street and, throwing it at people. Do you have any like heat actions that are your favorites or anything that, kind of jives with what you do in the ring?
I find myself relying on heat actions a lot because of just the cinematic nature of them, and everything feels like there's
So
just
cool.
so much impact, and they're always very ridiculous. I mean, grabbing a bicycle or like a scooter or something and just bashing it over someone over and over and over and over and over again. It just it's those types of whimsical and fun sort of attacks that make the game. It really gives it its own identity. For me as a wrestler, of course, anytime I see one of the characters perform a wrestling move, it always gets me a little hype. But yeah, I fell in love with the cell phone summons, pound mates.
The pound
Yeah,
mates,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, those are always really fun. As of course a fan of summon abilities in Final Fantasy, and just again being able to sort of have the representation for some of the cool characters that you do care about in the RPG universe. To see someone and to help someone, and then by the end of the quest they become a pound mate for you. It was just like a real cool way to have more involvement and feel more connected to people that you meet in the story.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see the series like branch out more and more to Western fans in that way, because I know the Like a Dragon series has historically brought in various Japanese celebrities and even other Japanese wrestlers before. And so hearing that you get to be in it, and maybe that opening the door for other cameos in the future is really, really cool.
I mean, that'd be absolutely wonderful. I do feel like the more time that goes by and the more installments we get, the more sort of honed to our reality that the games sort of become. We're starting to see, like you said, more real life people, more real life restaurants, intellectual properties, landmarks. It's getting to become very similar to the world that we live in, or at least the Japan that we have in our world. And who knows? Who knows where the travels will take them? Maybe they'll end up somewhere else one day. But yeah, for now, no. It's the world is starting to feel more and more familiar and also more and more relatable. So if there's any sort of collaborative efforts, I'm definitely throwing my name in the hat, and hopefully this will not be the end of Kenny Omega in the RGG universe.
Oh, I certainly hope not. So I gotta ask before you go, do you think you could take the main character, Ryoma, in a fight?
No, of course not. I don't know what kind of answer anyone was expecting. No, I'm just a showman. I mean, I'm a bad guy too. I'm the guy that needs to get his butt whipped, I think.
Kenny, thank you so much for joining us. I am very excited to summon you to help me get rid of all of my enemies in Ishin.
I mean, I'm looking very forward to it myself. Again, I've been able to get a little bit of a sneak peek. I think people are going to enjoy it, so please look forward to it. It is going to be fun. I guarantee it.
Like a Dragon Ishin is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on February 21st, 2023. So for more on that and for all other things video games, stick with IGN.
思い切りやれる来い行くぞ行くぞ斎藤はじめ